So today is Monday, doing more stuff, preparing and things. We're still waiting for the prop shaft. Tomorrow is going to be a holiday. We're going to mount this tank. We're organizing all the correct bits and pieces, drums with brakes and everything. Cleaning up the splines. The front ones look very, very good, thank God. So we're quite happy there. We're still missing the steering control arm, which hopefully we'll find in the warehouse. That spline on the right is also quite nice still, so I'm very happy with that. Yeah, we're just organizing the best drums and the best brake shoes. I have to now cut a new thread for the actuator with our cutting tools, because otherwise we won't have any brakes. And there we're using the best shoes. So yeah, we've painted the old drums up. So we'll slowly get there, prepare everything for assembly once we get the shafts, and see if we get the brakes. The steering wheel still needs to be restored, which is also on the agenda. So we'll have to have a look and see how the original looked and decide what we're going to do there. It has to be riveted on again, because at the moment it's all loose. So lots of preparation work, and still waiting for the shocks from a guy called Ian who's overhauling them. So that will have to go on next as well. But yeah, it's here we can quite fairly soon get this thing mobile, unless we hit any other snags. So there we go. Got all the brake shoes cleaned up, mounted the backing plates on the diff, waiting for the side shafts. Today's a public holiday, so we couldn't really do much. Gerald, these things must still, how do these things still tighten up here?
Yeah.
That rim must still tighten up, but they're good shoes.
Yeah.
Got the fronts off. They also look very, very good. I'm going to check the bearings next. Prep all the bits and pieces, so as soon as we get to the shafts we can assemble everything. The brake actuators are in. We must still paint them, eh Gerald?
Yeah.
We've got to paint all that, but we can test it, we can paint it afterwards. I'm going to make sure everything works. Same on the front, all looking good, almost like bloody new. Splines are good on the front as well. There's enough meat on the drums, all cleaned up. Now we just still need the connecting shaft for the steering from this to the steering box on the other side, and a few bits and pieces. Waiting on the shocks, and then we may soon have a rolling chassis again. There's the old drums painted, cleaned up and painted. They're also going to go on here. So we've got everything ready for assembly. Now we're going to probably twiddle our thumbs for a bit. We'll have to reshuffle. We've got to redo the steering wheel, and then maybe start getting the body here. But we first need to test all of this. We have to figure out the handbrake cable situation, how that all works, etc, etc. We'll have to copy that off the Mark IV. So yesterday we couldn't really do much because of DIY home problems, but today we got the prop shaft back, which we modified, and that's looking really, really cool, and it fits nicely. Yeah, organising nuts and bolts and washers and fitting up bits and pieces, cleaning, painting. Where's the other bits you painted today, Gerald? Yeah. Anyway, the front hubs still need 2 seals, which we must get tomorrow. But yeah, if we had all the bits now, we could put it together and test the diff and see what the heck happens. We still got to figure out a few bits and pieces with the brakes. And what's in the box is difficult to work out, so we'll have to copy off the other car a little bit later. Okie dokie, so that's what it looks like so far.
Yeah, so that's your original. So I thought if we removed this section, it would give us enough room to accommodate this piece in there. But it doesn't, because this thing twists. Okay, so now if you look underneath there, you'll see a big fat bloody gap.
Yeah, but the gap's because of?
All right, and also this gap here is massive over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so then what we need to do is see how this door fits onto the thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
and if there's a twist in it or anything, and then we've got to do this according to this.
yes. So what I've done now is I've made. Where is it? You get it out. So what we've done here is I've made 2 templates.
Yeah.
So this template will give me the curve
Correct.
to match this unit.
Yes.
Right, and then this template that I've taken out of here, this template will match the curve of the door in this plane.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright,
Well,
and
then
then
we're gonna have to
gap,
make that part
this
new,
gap here is to accommodate this panel that then will
Correct.
slide
Underneath
fit
there.
underneath
Correct. In there. Yeah.
there. But can you see how flippin' complex it is? Because I mean, that's your bottom curve of the piece there, and that's the top line of the piece.
Yeah, as I said, maybe the stuff warped. I mean, it was all taken out line for I don't know how long. And, yeah. I mean, this door's been fixed. We must just see
Other
now
one's
how...
also been fixed.
I know.
I don't
we need
think
to
it's
see
a
how it
warping
actually-
issue.
How
I
it
really,
actually...
really don't.
How it fits onto the body. So we'll leave this in here now.
Yeah.
And that, because this is all right.
This all fits.
And then see how the hell it works. But you see, look, we've got this twist over here.
Yes, that's why I think we need a good fit between this bottom piece and locking in onto there.
Yeah. Because we can't have this twisting.
Yeah. And also what will give stability is, remember, the window winder
Yes.
mechanism
Yeah. Are you still filming?
sits across
Yeah, that'll give it strength
there.
as well.
So that will also act as a brace when that goes.
Okay, so let's take these 2 doors, take it to the tub, fit it, and see what the story is. And we'll video that and show you that as well.
Cool.
All right, and that gives you but the top here is okay.
You see, what I'm also concerned about is, I bumped this piece.
Oh, so it's a bit
And
front. No,
see
you've got to
the
make that one new.
frotness, okay.
That one you have
So,
to make new, obviously.
I'm hoping that the interiors of all of these are also
But
nice
this is
and
not
rigid.
active anymore, that's the thing.
No, it's not active. You get some power that
You
will
can power
fall
that
out
comes
of it.
out, but it's not
But,
active. Yeah.
you think that it's solid until you actually stress it and then clock,
Yeah.
it breaks.
Of course. So
And then this is going to be bent. I mean, this thing's going to be under tension, this piece. Because can you see how it sits flush here, but then how it deviates as the bend of the door comes up.
yeah. Well, we'll just have to do what
That's
the
what
best we
I
can,
really don't understand, because this piece, bring me that one, Joe. This piece, when it was there, okay, so nothing's getting thrown away.
No.
This, then you can see, was flat.
Yeah.
Okay, so if this piece was flat, why suddenly?
Because
Have we
that's
got
what we've got to
this
see now, how this fits onto the door.
Yeah.
You see? Because if it's been repaired, who knows? Maybe they never put it together, or we just don't know. Okay, so let's get these 2 things into the combi. Let's go there and just see how the door actually fits, because we've never tried that.
Yeah, sure.
You know? Then I'll video that and show you that as well, and then it gives you some idea.
Lovely.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Right.
Sorry, mate.
Sorry, man. Okay, and the other door.
No, the doors.
No.
Oh, let's just do it together.
With the-
It's too big.
Leave those in. Leave those
No,
in.
these will leave in.
Oh, okay, that's cool. All right, Gerald.
So there the body is on its way with the RMK bakkie. It's gonna go for fitment and painting and fixing and all of that nice things.
Right, so we eventually got the body here, which we've got to organise and put in all the bits and pieces. Got the brake linkages almost in, working all that stuff out. All the little things, the handbrake sorted, levers for the brakes, and forward, and got the tie rod ends in, and the steering box is now working. So we've got that all lacquer, as we can see. Gerald's busy cleaning the hubs now, re-greasing all the bearings, and then the one side is done already, it's got the wheel on. Then tomorrow I have to put rubbers underneath diff mounting here, otherwise the prop shop would have scratched here on the cross member. So that's looking all good. Waiting now for the side shafts to go into the diff, which are still with the engineers. Then we put the new seals in, and then maybe this thing will run by the weekend, hopefully. So wheel number 1 is done and greased, serviced, brakes on, drums on, that's all working. We'll have to see then, adjusting the brakes, which are mechanical, how that's all going to work. Anyway, lots of work still, but we will get there. Right, so before we mount, hang on a minute, Gerald. Before we mount the fuel tank back on there, we've got to mount the tyre, what do we call this thing? A tyre tray, tyre spare wheel carrier, but we had to modify it here, as we're not sure whether it came with the right car, so we've had to cut here, and that side it now fits. But yeah, now we need to get it all cleaned up and painted. Then that thing will look a lot better and can get mounted back in there. We're hoping to get the side shafts today or tomorrow, and then we will see what happens further. Okie dokie. Put the fan on. There's too much dust now. It's going all over the show. Just put the fan on. Just put the fan on. Anyway, cleaning everything up here. Too much fucking dust. Welded the corners. Just put the fan on. It's not too bad. A little welding here and there. Whoa! Okay. Cool, cool, cool.